So, guys, I have to say that coming back to China, I haven't had the time to really do anything I want to do. Today, we went out to like a shopping mall. We went out to, buy some fruits, and we went out to just shop around and stuff. But really, I haven't had the chance to work on the things I want to do, like self improvement wise, like to code, to work on my dreams and ambition. Coming back home, I have just been so preoccupied with the things that my family and my parents wants us to do. And because I don't want to be so selfish, thinking that, oh, if I just, stay at this house or apartment and then just let them go do their things and not be a part of, family social norms, whatever, then that is kind of selfish, because how many times do they get to come out, with me especially to have a vacation? To them, this is a vacation, but to me, this is something different. This is just another opportunity for me to improve, for me to stay disciplined and stay consistent. But I guess because I haven't communicated my way of thinking to them, well, they just don't seem to understand. And because of so, I haven't had the chance to really do anything I want to do because really deep down inside, I don't want to be that person, who just brings everybody down because he is so, stubborn chasing his own dreams. But really, guys, I am not happy. I'm really not happy just living based on how other people wants to live. I'm really not happy. Like this morning, I woke up just sitting on this balcony and looking outside, and then I was really, really depressed. I was really depressed. I was really sad, and no matter how many times I want to make myself become present, I just felt life became so meaningless because I no longer was prioritizing my own life, but rather I was trying to, amuse or entertain somebody else's little idea or perhaps their way of living. And my internal self was really fighting myself because a part of me wants to satisfy my parents. A part of me want to, go out and spend this short 3 weeks with them and do something. But another part of me knows that I want to do my own shit. But I guess my whole unhappiness of the late 3 days has been revolving around miscommunication. For me, I don't really communicate. And in my family, it's a really big problem. We don't really communicate. And if somebody's unhappy or somebody has their own idea, they kind of keep it to themselves. And when shit goes wrong, a lot of people blame. And I guess I don't communicate really that often with my parents also because, shit happened, with drugs and whatnot. And then I just haven't really talked to them because for every time I try to communicate to them, it feels like that they don't hear me, they don't understand, or that they say they do, but then they go back to their own way of thinking and it's as if I have been talking to a blank wall. So I guess that just have condition myself to just keep things to myself, like no matter how much I try, it feels like all my words are just falling on deaf ears. So what is the point of just, making myself, frustrated or perhaps disappointed trying to open up to someone or something, and then it just turns out that they're not even freaking listening. But communication is still important, guys. Communication is still important. And sometimes you just have to give it enough time. And sometimes maybe change up the way you try to communicate things. Because it still works sometimes. It still works because right now I have this time to stay back at this apartment and then just have some time to myself tonight. Even though it feels like it is not enough, but eventually if you communicate, eventually if you try to work something out, and if you try to understand how things are going for somebody else and trying to align your goals or perhaps what you want in a way that is not going to interrupt other people's, fun or whatever, then it is going to work. Like, for example, I said, if I have the mornings to just do my thing, if I have the mornings to just work, or perhaps have the mornings to just spend a few hours on self-improvement, and then I could have the day and then to have fun or to go out with you guys, and then that's fine. Everybody wins. And quite frankly, guys, that is something I have come to a mutual understanding, or at least I hope, with my parents. Because if I didn't speak up, if I didn't say anything that has been bothering me, or that has been boiling in my chest so unhappily, then perhaps I would wake up tomorrow doing the things they want to do, right? Going around, walking around and doing things that they want to do, and not do anything I want to do, and not improve and not work on improving my skills. Because at the end of the day, guys, nobody cares if you're being selfish, and at the end of the day, guys, and to be really honest with you guys, self-improvement is pretty damn selfish. You're working on yourself, and therefore, by definition, it is being selfish. And I know you guys may say that, oh, I'm doing this, for my family. I'm doing this. I'm working on myself because eventually I could, use my skills and use my knowledge to make everybody's life more easier. But it is all selfishness until that happens. And to someone else, like your parents, who really want you to spend time with them, especially perhaps your mother or whatnot, they are going to care. They don't want you to do the things and to stay at home and isolate yourself amongst them. They want you to spend time with them. So they won't understand your ambitions and goals. But by not communicating and by not saying anything to change the fact, then you are going to spend your times unhappy trying to satisfy them, trying to live around them, trying to revolve around their time schedules and goals. And I do believe, guys, if you take the time to really talk it out, then you will find a mutual ground. You will achieve a win-win solution. But if you keep quiet, even though something is wrong and you can feel it, then you are only going to become depressed, and you're only going to regret ever spending time trying to satisfy others. And later on, you are going to blame them for your own unhappiness. And I do hope nobody ends up doing that. But with that being said, I really am in a lot of pain, guys. Having bloating, I'm pretty much just feeling totally horrendous. And I guess that is why also lately my mood has been just off balance. So I'm going to take the night to just have a good night's sleep. Like finally, for once, I could sleep around 10 o'clock. And tomorrow I'm going to wake up, hit some gym sessions, because today, guys, I haven't went to the gym and I just feel crap, guys. Everything's off schedule, workouts, eating diet, and just total lifestyle. It just switched, and my body is just fighting all this change at once. But this change definitely isn't a good change also. I guess this is why also that I have been not me myself. So with that being said, I'm gonna get some rest tonight, and I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow.